What's up, everybody? So today we're not working on the van. Today we're working on my SRT Jeep. I am doing something a little unconventional and putting a trailer hitch on it. Mounts up underneath. I don't want to have to use my work truck to tow my snowmobile trailer every time I want to go somewhere. So we're going to throw the trailer hitch on this. It's got a 6.4 Hemi, 8-speed transmission. There's no reason why it shouldn't be able to tow it. And we also have the wiring for the lights. You pull out the taillights and plug this in line on each side, and it runs down. You ground it out, and you got your 4-pin trailer lights. So that's what we're doing today. Step one will be removing this plastic skid plate. It's just a few actually it's not even the pop rivets. It's just a couple bolts up front, I think. And then it looks like it just slides in here. And then what we're trying to get to is those 4 bolts. So there's one there, and 2 on the other side. We'll take those out, slide the receiver up in, put those 2 bolts on each side back in, and I guess we're gonna have to do away with this because that wouldn't make much sense to leave that on there because the hitch would have to come through it. So yeah, we'll do away with the skid plate. Looks like it's 2 10mm bolts, and this whole skid plate should drop right off. I guess I probably shouldn't have driven it in the rain right before I decided to do this, but it is what it is. It downpoured all morning and then the sun came out, and it's blue skies and 55 degrees right now, so we're gonna take advantage of this weather for sure. One. And bolt number 2. I do have to do these pop rivets. Just take a little flathead, there's a little opening. Just give it a little wiggle usually. Alright, I'm called in back up. Needle nose pliers. That is the culprit. So you pull this out and it releases these to be able to push in, and then it slides right out. All right. Skid plates out. Look at all the gravel that is. This guy must have lived on a dirt road back in the day. So here, these 2 bolts and those 2 bolts. Alright, the 4 bolts are out. Now the receiver will slide up and go to these 4 holes. Quite the awkward position, but I'm a little thick in the chest, so I can set the receiver right on my chest and use my forearms to kind of pivot it up into where it needs to be. This is a this trailer hitch is made by Curt, by the way. Really nice quality, beautiful welds, and it's pretty heavy duty steel. It's probably 1/4 inch plate on each side, if not more. I like it. Good quality stuff. I got it on Amazon, but I know that Curt is a very reputable brand. That's tight. Let's just check the other two one more time. There we go. Oh. Don't want to forget my flashlight. Oh, that is the Curt. Here's the specs on it. Looks nice. It's not sitting too low. Still probably 14 inches of ground clearance. And that's all it was. It's 4 bolts. If I just cut there, and cut there, I bet it'll go right in. I might do that today. Alright, so I figured out if I just trim this right here and right here, I can slide this skid plate back right up in and still be able to retain this. So give me 1 second and we'll get that trimmed up. So let's slide this back up in there. I'm really glad I was able to retain this skid plate because it definitely helps with like fuel mileage, and if I had it off, the back of this bumper would be exposed and the air would really want to just pull it off, unfortunately. So just had to trim the edges off and it slid right in. Looks pretty good down there. All right, underneath it's all set. So now we're moving on to the taillight part. To remove the taillights, you got 2 push pins on either side, the same thing that we removed underneath for that skid plate. So remove those 4. And to remove these, just take a flat tip and just pop ever so gently this little red tab up, and then this will depress now, and just wiggle back and forth till it's off. So then you take the new female end. This would be like representing the taillight. And you plug that in. Close your little red tab. And now this is the new wiring harness that will plug into the taillight, along with your factory wiring. And we'll do the same. We're going to run this underneath and plug that in the same way over here. So now that we got the new wiring harness in, we're going to go ahead and plug these all back into the taillight and get this back in. The directions completely left out this brown and white wire, but I looked at the diagram and this is for the taillight power. So just plug that in there and plug that in and good to go. So it's getting pretty dark, but the last part of this was running a 12-volt wire from the battery, which is under the passenger front seat. I routed it under there and then around this trim and down right there, and you just have to butt connect it, and that black wire goes to a little box that powers everything for the trailer lights, and there's also an inline fuse. So once that's done, we'll go back up to the trailer and make sure everything works. Now the last piece to this puzzle is plugging it in and seeing if the lights work. Well, I could use a new plug on the trailer side, but other than that, everything worked great. All the lights came on. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.